What up, everyone? Another episode of the SoleSavy podcast. We've been talking to different folks in the industry, getting their backgrounds, learning about their come up and what they're building. And today I'm very excited. Suraj, Sneaker Room, how you doing, man?
So John, pleasure. Just happy to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell the people who might not be familiar with you, who you are, what you do, et cetera, et cetera.
Suraj Kaufman, owner operator of Sneaker Room out in Jersey City, New Jersey. We are everybody likes to use the word lifestyle boutique, or we are a boutique.
Yeah.
Listen, man, we're a neighborhood store. That's what we are. I'm going to take that word boutique away for a minute. We're a neighborhood store, and also proud accomplishment. Also founder of the Sneaker Room Foundation, which is our nonprofit 501(c)(3), and that's me.
Your Instagram bio, and I'm just going to read verbatim, describe yourself as a philanthropist trying to change the world one soul at a time.
100%.
Right. And I think I understand some of that origin and some of that thought process just from this quick call. But tell me why. Tell me why that's kind of.
I mean, when you come from nothing, it's okay to have nothing, but when you make something of yourself, you have to find out what's your inner happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is your inner happiness trying to be rich? Is your inner happiness trying to keep up with the Joneses?
Right.
What I've come to the conclusion, my inner happiness is trying to help people.
Yep.
That's where I've been. And I didn't start using the word philanthropist until we started our nonprofit. Yep. You know what I mean? You're going to see my 16-year-old coming down because I had to have him bring the sneakers to show you.
Yeah, of course.
But I started that, and basically, we were doing all this stuff. We were doing all this, these different projects. And even when it came to the collabos, when we first started this, we did 1, 2, 3 Air Max. We did 3 shoes off of Nike ID. Even though we had an account, there was no talk about collaborations. Mm-hmm. And the first year we did an Air Max 1. The second year we did an Air Force 1 High. The third year we did a Pegasus. And what that came from was one day I'm on Nike ID ordering sneakers, just making myself stuff. And I'm like, could we sell 31 of these and donate the proceeds? And I'm like, all right, let's try it.
Yeah.
Ordered 31 pairs, had them lasered, 1 of 31, 2 of 31, had a package made, and we sold Nike IDs for $1,000 a piece.
Oh, shit.
The first year we got 31 grand. And the reason why we did 31 was because we did them in October for breast cancer, and they were pink.
Yep.
Now, let me be honest. I haven't had anybody close to me, my mom, anybody with breast cancer, having it. Mm-hmm. But the thing about it was, it just started because pink was on. I don't want to take the story because everybody always says, Suraj, your mom passed away of breast cancer because that's where you started and you did so many collabs. And I'm like, no, it's not. That's how it started. And we continued because breast cancer is, and recently being personal, my wife wasn't diagnosed, but we went through the scare.
Yeah.
We went through the surgery and all. So we went through it, and I'm being heartfelt. So it's crazy that after we started off on a guess and doing it because of pink, it actually came into my life, and now I know how people feel. Yeah. And again, we didn't battle it, but we went through it. It was, knock on wood, we're good, but we still have to go back, so we don't know. Nobody knows the future. Mm-hmm. But we started selling these shoes, and we did it 3 years in a row, and it worked. And we were donating the money to we did Memorial Sloan Kettering. We did Care Point, which is a hospital in Jersey City, and we were donating all the money back. And that sparked something. And no names, but one day in New York, this is when I had my account again. I'm in New York, and I met somebody that worked for Nike Corporate. Mm-hmm. And somebody told me, oh, this is a good guy to know. I introduced myself, whatever. And we were talking, and he was like, I heard about what you did with Nike ID, blah, blah, blah. And listen, there's two things you hear about Suraj. You either like me because I'm honest, or you don't like me because I'm honest. That's it.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
And I just basically, we were talking. He was like, give me a number. And I touched him, I tapped him on his back, and I was like, don't talk about it, be about it. And literally a month later, I got a call, what would you do? And I pitched a big idea. And listen, to get a collaboration with Nike is not easy.
No.
There's only, if you think about throughout the years, there's only a handful of stores that have done it. And us being a one-door small store, it's very hard.
Yeah.
And not only that, but to get it, not to get it in your store's name, to get it in a charity aspect. Like, I mean, Dornbecker does it very, very, very well.
Yeah.
And just so you know, not to take any credit, that's where I got the idea to do Nike ID. Like, I got the idea from watching Dornbecker all these years selling sneakers.
Yeah.
And, he called me up. He said, what could we do? And I'm like, whatever. So then he calls me and he's like, well, yo, I know Victor Cruz. And he's like, the trainer's out. And he's like, what about if I gave you a trainer, a Victor Cruz trainer?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, first, call Victor Cruz. Like, is it okay? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and Vic, listen, man, that guy, he's like my brother. Shout out to Vic, man. I gotta give you a call, Vic. I miss you, bro. It's my fault. But Vic is my guy. The pandemic just made everything go crazy. But, I met Vic, very, very funny. I met Vic one day after he won the Super Bowl. I'm not a sports guy. He tweeted, because we didn't have Instagram at the time, like, yo, how do I shop there? And I went to one of my employees like, yo, who's this? And they were like, bro, he just won the Super Bowl. And I'm like, so I tweeted back, you walk in the door. And he walked in the door the next day and it was all love, friends, family, whatever. And then what happened was I hit him up like, yo, what do you think? And he was like, I'm with it, Raj, I'm with it. And we did a pink Victor Cruz trainer, and we did 50 pairs. Yeah. So I asked them, I said, my guy again, I said, what do we have to raise that you guys would see that this was a good cause? And unofficially, bro, you can raise whatever you want, just donate the proceeds like you said you were.
Yeah.
So a couple people from Nike, real good people flew out. So when we did the first release of it, we pre-sold them. Nobody had seen the shoe. We didn't put them on Instagram, nothing. And when it came time to give the check, we introduced a survivor of breast cancer to talk. And in the Jersey City Medical Center, the hospital here, they have what's called the Christie Care Women's Center.
Yeah.
That's where women go to get their mammograms, find their results, work on chemo, work on everything, you know what I mean? And they have a waiting room there. And this waiting room looked like a hospital waiting room. Like, it's almost like you're going to find out something that's, going to be life-changing, whether it's good or bad. But this place looks like you're going for a jail sentence.
Yeah.
Like, like you're sitting there worried and it looks like you should be worried. So right. I got the idea to do this project. And when we flipped the check around, we raised $75,000 off these 50 shoes.
Damn.
And it was like, wait a minute. And with that, we redid the waiting room. And if you ever, when you're here, I'll take you. You go to the hospital, it has a waiting room dedicated in Sneaker Room and my mother's name. We have a mural on the wall that's done by a great, great artist, Jeff Rose, who's also the creative director at the Sneaker Room. And it has a plaque and it has the shoe in the case. So our shoe sits at a hospital and it's, it's there. Then the next year, we did it was the Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
And the Bo Jackson, again, that one, we got to turn up a little bit. We went into 3 variations. And that time we raised about $100,000 because now we started trying to lower the price because there's more shoes.
Right.
Then we went to the archive because they were bringing it out and we did the Air More Money.
Nice.
Money, we introduced that out of the archive. Like, it was our shoe and then the pairs to the stores of different colors. And we did 3 variations of that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Then came the React Element, which was our last breast cancer project a couple years ago. Exactly. And, listen, like, here, so let's do this. If we're talking, let's go into this. Here we go. So hold on a minute. Here we go. So, we got the Air More Money.
Yep.
Which this never made it out of production with the FN*K cancer. This never made it. It never met out.
It did not get approval.
Then we went to, Bo Jackson. And this one, like, they let us do stuff that we wanted to do because, like, there's pony hair on it.
Yeah.
And the reason why we put pony hair is because when you're fighting breast cancer going through chemo, you lose your hair.
Nice touch.
Same thing, like, we had ribbon laces. This was the samples, but we have ribbon laces because the pink ribbon is for breast cancer.
Right.
Again, the saying that we just said, one soul at a time, the other one says the other one.
Yeah.
What you just showed, this is the friends and family version, but this is the React Element with a Swarovski swoosh.
Yes.
So then we did 4 variations of this. So now when you talk about collaborations and people doing collaborations, now remember, every shoe has Sneaker Room, says something about the foundation of the room. So 4 elements, 3 Air More Monies, three trainers,
Yep.
right? And one Victor.
Yep.
That's 11 collaborations. That's not 4.
You have been that's not even including the fact that there's been a Kyrie 3 through 7.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. So that right there, that's 11 collaborations, and that's every piece of the money donated. That's not a dime going to my pocket, to my team's pocket, to anybody. That's all donated back. We're 20 collaborations in.
Yeah.
You know, and every one of those collaborations is the heart and soul of myself, Sneaker Room, and Nike designers that helped us. Because let me tell you, like, they were phenomenal with keeping the ideas that we wanted, making sure that the little keepsakes, the names here, the numbers there, everything happened. So we're 20 shoes in, and listen, unfortunately things happen, companies change, nothing bad. We haven't had a breast cancer shoe in a few years. With this one, I mean, because of, I think more so it's all about the pandemic and production issues. We don't know if there'll be another Kyrie. You know what I mean? Do we hope there will be 100%? Yep. Do we know there will be? We don't. You know what I mean? And that's not anything shade or anything bad, because like I said, the world has changed.
Yeah.
But would we want to do it? Yes. Are we open to do more? 100%. Are we open to do it with anybody? Yeah, because it's not only about shoes. Like, I just want to do collaborations for a purpose.
Yeah. You want to
I don't want a shoe that just says Sneaker Room and it makes me look cool and it makes my team look cool, that we take a picture together and we're rocking it. I want it that when we wear it, people come in and say, yo, like, whoa, like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And on top of that, like, understand, like, with the shoes, like the 6, not only did we sell them, make like $100,000, but we've also donated about 300 pairs to kids.
Yep.
So, that's why, and I just went into that. You gave me the segue, but when you use philanthropy, that's what it is. Philanthropy is giving back, caring about people, and caring about humanity, and caring about the human race and our human nature. And that's what I think in this industry and a lot of industries, it's gone.
Suraj, thank you for taking the time.
Thank you for the invite, man. Listen, anybody that'll let me talk, I'll talk. But this was fun. Like, this was, because it was organic. That's what I miss a lot, because like when we do like other platforms and stuff like that, it's not organic, because they just want to go into beef. They want you to talk about somebody. They want you to, chop it up about something that you're not supposed to, or get caught up in something. This is real talk, and this is what, and I'm so happy SoleSavy is doing it, but this is what the community needs. And we need people to definitely check out SoleSavy if you're not rocking with them, and rock with them, because it's an organic company that's trying to build something organic from the ground up to tie people together, and that's missing in this world. And I appreciate you, and I appreciate your company, just so you know.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you saying that. It is good. It is good to hear, because sometimes you don't hear it enough, or ever. And when you're building, people like to find reasons to tear you down. So I appreciate you saying that.